nervous about it, but it wasn't until the film Jaws that all of us really became aware of sharks, the reality and the public misconception of it. And it also spurred a lot of shark research. It allowed us to answer the public's questions about shark safety and danger. Was Jaws an exaggeration? Of course it was. But at the same time, it was a very exciting film, and even made the biologists wonder about how safe it was to be studying in a kelp bed with that music playing behind us. Dun, 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 dun. So I got lucky, and I was good and much better scientists have observed their behavior. But we were there early on, and we watched their predatory behavior, watched their behavior with seals and sea lions, and we established some pretty simplistic experiments, just floating mannequins on surfboards, floating mannequins in the water, and seeing how the sharks would behave, and darn if they didn't. As we expected, they attacked them. But interestingly enough, they didn't attack them underwater. They didn't attack us underwater. We, in fact, were the first to get out of the shark cages underwater on the bottom of 65 feet, and had the sharks circling us, interested in us, but making no attempt to consume us or attack us. And based on those studies, I did what I call my publisher perish experiment, where we got out of the cages and came and try and come up with some predictions that will allow us to be safer when we're in the water. And in doing so, I think that we've come up with some pretty useful information. In summary, it's easy to say where you might be attacked, but harder to say where you won't be attacked. That is, white sharks repeat their attack behavior at certain locations and in certain ways. If you wanted to get shark bitten, I can tell you how to do it. If you wanted to avoid being shark bitten with 100% assurance, I can't, other than staying out of the water. But I will also say that you're very safe in California water. There have only been 103 documented attacks in recorded history. Most certainly, the Native Americans on the North Coast knew enough to avoid certain locations because they were well aware of the white shark attacks, particularly on seals and sea lions, and they had historic traditions and like we are today, because we've taken the nearshore abalone and now we have to go further offshore in order to capture them. Bottom line, I would avoid surfing at beaches where there's been a history of shark attacks. I would avoid diving where there has been a history of shark attacks. I would avoid going too far offshore, and I would always avoid diving alone, because our work has so far indicated that once you are attacked by a white shark, if you are still alive, the shark won't consume you until you die. So if you're in the water, attacked by a white shark, you'll probably be attacked in the hindquarters, because they don't attack you head first, they attack you in the hindquarters. And wearing a wetsuit or cold water, you'll probably survive the initial attack. Well, certainly some haven't, because the attacks have been so horrendous that one dies immediately, if not soon thereafter. But if you do get bitten, as most swimmers and surfers have been in California, there's a high probability that you will survive, particularly if there's someone in the water to save you and take you to shore. And the shark will very often follow the bleeding victim being taken to shore, but will make no attempt to consume them. So the buddy system is very, very important. It also reduces the chance that by 50% that you would be the attack victim, but it certainly increases the probability and likelihood that you will survive, and that's very, very important.